I'm Lee Camp with the Moment of Clarity show, and this week we're coming to you live from... where the fuck are we? Ah, shit. You know who lives in that house? The top employee of the United States of America. You might not know this, but it's illegal to dance at a federal monument. I know it's tough to talk about these things, all right? Whenever you start to talk about them, people say you're too political, right? I get that all the time. Oh, Lee, you wear your politics on your sleeve and your thong on the outside. That was one time. Look, I know I'm too political for college campuses. I'm too political for most TV shows. In every children's birthday party I perform at, people sign out a complaint form and they're like, oh, we didn't like that the clown put the balloon animals inside cages and said they were factory farm balloon animals. Well, I'm sorry then. Look, these things are tough to talk about, okay? But here's what I want to say, is that everybody who doesn't talk about them, everybody who remains quiet, everybody who's calling you too political, they're taking a political stance. Silence is a political stance. It's standing up quite boldly and saying, I am fine with the status quo. I think everything is going great. Now shut up and go back to your fried onion cheesy poppers.
We at Koch Industries wanted to know what freedom means. So we got opinions from the people who matter the most. Ordinary Americans.
What does freedom mean to me? I guess it means people much richer than I can get huge tax breaks, even though they export jobs to other countries. In fact, because they outsource jobs. That should be required.
It means really rich people can spend so much money on their favorite political causes that it completely drowns out my voice. I mean, the less you hear from me, the better.
It means a pair of wealthy industrialists can prevent any meaningful progress against global warming, thus dooming the rest of us to a century of weather disasters.
Hey, you know what? Ordinary Americans love freedom. Why don't you?
The proceeding was paid for by dark money routed through an offshore account to a dummy nonprofit and distributed to a grassroots organization that would be nothing, and I mean nothing, without our help. So maybe they should think about that.
Oh, thank God. These are important times. This is dark versus light, evil versus good. Mel Gibson now versus 1993 Mel Gibson. We're in the middle of a drop-down, drag-out, bloody fucking war, and a lot of us are too dumb, medicated, or blissfully uneducated to even realize it.
Huh?
Maybe we need a paradigm-shattering moment to realize that we're witnessing the liquidation of everything we've built over 200 years. I mean, this form of ravenous, unfettered capitalist domination of the mental sphere, the natural here and now, is an extraction, a digestion, a defecation on anything and everything that matters to the average human being.
Dear Shitstain, I guess that's Lee. Did you ever think that most people don't speak up about politics because they're too busy having a life? Maybe if you got a real job and a couple of kids, you'd understand that complaining about everything is less important than raising a family. What do you say to that, smartass? Can't wait to hear your response. And here's another one from Sean Sanity 13. Dear Lee, no one cares. Stay in Brooklyn with all the other hipster crybabies and their little pussy dogs.
I've got a blue motel room.
We've undergone a corporate coup d'etat. There is no impediment left now to corporate power, and the corporate state understands that as the economy continues to deteriorate, there will be inevitable blowback on a betrayed population. The FISA Amendment Act, which retroactively makes legal what under our Constitution has traditionally been illegal, the warrantless wiretapping, monitoring, and eavesdropping of tens of millions of American citizens, and we know that our personal information is being stored in supercomputers.
This is an expansion of authoritarianism across the entire spectrum.
The corporate state knows what it's doing. If the Congress had put in one small sentence saying that U.S. citizens were exempt from this legislation, we would all pack up and go home, but they will not. Because as Senator Graham pointed out, it is designed to detain U.S. citizens.
They've actually called me a terrorist. I've had members of the U.S. Army detain me on U.S. soil.
And now the National Defense Authorization Act, Section 1021, overturning 200 years of domestic law to allow the military onto our streets to seize American citizens, strip them of due process, put them in military facilities, including our offshore penal colonies, and hold them indefinitely.
This is really scary shit. This is really, really scary. And as someone who has been detained by some of these people, let me tell you, it does not get less scary.
Dear Lee Camp, this is your final notice. We require payment in full of your delinquent $475 balance, or we will be forced to take action. Signed, Christian Mingle.
I found God's match for me on Christian Mingle.
A few thousand people are buying up our future. And the question now is only whether we can put our differences aside long enough to tell them to go fuck themselves with a rusty dildo or snuff themselves with a poisoned glass of Merlot. And the funny thing is, when you think about it, the people that are fighting to save the dolphins, are fighting to save our rights, are fighting against the frack holes and the police brutality assholes, are all fighting against the same people. At the heart of it, our enemy is the same, okay? It's the same few thousand global profit whores that are buying up everything. And so we need to realize that at the end of the day, our enemy is the same. I'm Lee Camp, and that's it. That's all we got. Get the fuck out of here. What? No! Why are you still here? Leave! It's over! The show's over! God damn it!
Good girl. I won't make you go back to Brooklyn.